This is Becky again. I've been thinking a lot about our millennials and how they are so, what do you want to call it? Spoiled? Not all, but there are some that think they're entitled to everything and don't have to work for anything. Well, I'm sure that there's a lot of people out there that can sympathize with me. This is not a pity party at all. I'm 59 years old. I was raised in a family with 8 kids. Unfortunately, there was a struggle with my parents to get by to feed so many children. My dad worked his butt off with his own company. My mom helped. She was the part runner. Well, at the age of 40, my dad was killed in a car wreck. And my mom was left with a 17-year-old, 10-year-old, 9-year-old, 5-year-old, and a 4-year-old to feed and keep a roof over their head and clothes on their back, which she did an amazing job. We had to start taking lunch to school because we couldn't afford to buy lunch for school. Well, lunch boxes, right. We didn't have lunch boxes. That didn't exist in our life. What my mother had to do for the time being to get by was, see this great big paper bag? Well, that was our lunch box. She took scissors and cut them down. Like this. And of course, we were all very small, so this great big paper bag, brown paper bag from the grocery store, was extremely big. We rolled them up and carried our lunch in this bag. Not to mention the fact that what was in our lunch was fried hot dog sandwiches. And also, Ziploc bags didn't exist. Not in our house. Everything was wrapped in aluminum foil or saran wrap. We had our sandwiches, and if there was chips, they got wrapped in aluminum foil or saran wrap. So, anyway, this is just a message, and I'm not trying to be rude, but the millennials in our life think they're entitled to everything. And it just blows my mind, and I don't know where our world is going to go from here when they start running the company. Hopefully, they all get a college education, and there are jobs to be had, but they're the ones that are sitting in their houses on their butts in front of their video games, getting everything they want, have a rude awakening coming. Also, when it rained and it was muddy, boots, that was another thing that couldn't be afforded in our house. So, gosh, let me see. Here it is. These were our boots. A bread bag. Rubber band around our ankles. Embarrassing? Yeah, to say the least. They weren't even Wonder bags. They were just bread bags. The cheapest ones possible. my mom did the best she could do with what she had. And none of us complained because we knew that we couldn't afford the things that we needed, or not necessarily needed, because we had everything we needed. But the extra things, such as rubber boots and lunchboxes, they didn't exist in our world. Millennials and parents who are really sitting back and working their butts off at jobs, 2 parents at a job, just to keep up with everything their children need. And I know there's a lot of you, and there are a lot of you that try to teach their kids to fend for themselves, which is good. That was just a message that I felt needed to be told to our millennials. I do have grandchildren, and thank God they don't act like they're entitled to everything. They're being taught to work and do for themselves. And I love that. Not knocking the millennials kids or the parents who are raising them. Just a note of hardships and real life that we had to go through. And I know there are a lot of us out there. Thanks for listening. And here's my boots. Here's my lunch. Fried hot dog sandwich. And I hated hot dogs.